How you guys doing today? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I made a video on a car. Now I did get a new car. It's a BMW X5. It's an E70 chassis, and the reason I got this car for a couple reasons, but primarily I wanted something more user-friendly, more of a commuter, and something that I could work out of. Now I do a little bit of pressure washing and a little bit of detailing on the side, so this is perfect for me to load my stuff up and just take it with me on the go. Now I'm going to briefly run you through what I got the car for, what I've done to the car, and then what I plan on doing with the car. So let's get right into it. So I don't know the best way to do this, but I guess I'll just start by going over what I've done to the car. Basically I have black grills up front. I went ahead, blacked out the roundels around the car, polished the headlights, gave the whole car a wax, as well as I tinted the fog lights, blacked out the side reflectors. Going along to the side, this was all faded. Like, this car sat for a while in the sun, so all this trim was faded. I brought it back to life pretty easily, actually, just using a couple coats of wax. So moving on to the back, all I had was this little Sebring sticker, tinted the taillights. I took off the windshield wiper, which was kind of a process, but if you guys want to know how I did that, I think it just makes the whole car look a little more aggressive, more like a, you know, M style car. I did black out the roundels, as well as I painted this little chrome cover. Now I do have an M badge on it, okay? And before I hear anything in the comments, the only reason I have an M badge is because I think it looks cool. I don't have the X5M. I will never claim it's an X5M. But in my defense, I didn't put this here, and I didn't put this here. So like, what's one more on the car? You know, who really cares? I painted the exhaust tips black, as well as I did the side reflectors in black. Now this right here is matte, just because I was contemplating wrapping the car that color, but I do think I'm going to go with a bit of a different color, which should be pretty cool. But with all that said, that leads me into the next part of what I plan on doing with the outside of the car. As far as going very in depth, I don't want to go too in depth. I do want to wrap the car. I'm not entirely sure what color yet. I'm between Nardo gray, you know, maybe a cool like green or a brown, just something SUV-esque, but cool. As far as the wheels go, I thought about slapping some 20s on here, or, you know, going a different route, putting some 18s with some big old tires. More of a knobby setup, but what I'll probably end up doing is just keeping these wheels, as these are not bad. You know, it's got 315s in the rear with brand new tires, and I want to say like 255s in the front. So like, as far as tread life goes, I'm pretty much set for 15,000 miles, which, you know, will probably be my whole duration of owning this car. So what I'll end up doing is getting spacers for the back and just painting the wheels black, like a gloss black, and I'll do it right, you know, I'll make it look good. And I'll also probably paint, depending on what color I wrap the car, I'll paint the brake calipers. All right, so I wanted to show you guys the interior really briefly. I do love what I've done in here. I'm gonna go ahead and get in. Now, as far as a stock X5 goes from 2012, it is very, very basic. So I have done a few things in here that have spruced it up. First of which being I wrapped the trim in this nice forged carbon, which I feel like just brings it back into the 2000s. No, I'm just kidding, but it makes it look a lot more modern, as well as I got this big old screen. This was about $400. It's not the nicest screen you can get for this car, but it's close. And for what I use the car for, this is perfect for me. As well as I also got a custom steering wheel. No paddle shifters, just because I'm trying to keep this car relatively stock as far as, you know, engine goes, but I absolutely love this wheel and I got a killer deal on it. As well as I wrapped all of this in a matte black. Now this originally was a wood material, it's the same as this, but I felt like if I would have done this in forged, it would have been way too much in the car. So I decided to just do this in the matte black and keep that forged. As well as I've replaced a few of these buttons. Now, yeah, apart from that, all else I've done in the interior is stuff you may not be able to see. I guess you could see the door speakers, actually. I did upgrade these. These are, I want to say, I don't know. They were only about 80 bucks for both of them, which I guess is a lot, but for door speakers it's really not that much, and they sound crystal clear. They sound really good for the price I paid. As well as I have a 10-inch kicker sub in the trunk. Like I said, nothing too crazy, but my whole idea with this car is to build like the ultimate daily, something you can drive, just enjoy. You know, I probably will end up tuning it, maybe getting some bolt-ons, but nothing too crazy. A stage 1, stage 2 tune, and I'm gonna call it a day and just drive the car. Speaking of driving the car, I'm on my way to dinner. Right now I'm going to Felipe's, which is a really good Mexican restaurant. So make sure to like and subscribe. I'm gonna go eat some tacos. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. I will be having a part 2 coming out in maybe a month. I assume that I'll have the car wrapped by then and it'll be closer to its final stage.
Relax and take notes while I take totes of the marijuana smoke. Throw you in the choke, gun smoke, gun